We knew this day would come. The 7-Eleven Stickman is under investigation for assault. For those that don't know the story, a guy walks into a 7-Eleven in California. He starts stealing as much as he can from behind the counter, throwing it into a garbage bin. Two men who work there stand by and do nothing. One man filming says, ain't nothing you can do about it. You got to wait for the police. But the cops aren't going to do anything. So what happens? Well, the guy who's stealing threatens to kill the men who work there. He pulls out some kind of weapon. Some say it was a gun. I thought it was a knife. But he certainly threatens death on these guys. One of the guys then grabs him. The other guy comes up with a stick and starts beating him. They call him the 7-Eleven stick man. I don't like violence. I don't want people to fight. I don't want people getting beaten or hurt. But the reality is, if you threaten to kill someone, they have a right to defend themselves. Now, a lot of people are cheering this on because they're like, it's a story of a store worker just defending their property. It's more than that. In some states, I think Texas, they allow you to defend property with lethal force. In California, you can't even defend yourself. But this is a simple story of self-defense. A guy threatened to kill these workers. The workers fought back. Now they're facing criminal charges. From the Post-Millennial, 7-Eleven workers who stopped would-be thief in Stockton are under investigation for assault. They say on Saturday, Stockton, California police revealed they are investigating two 7-Eleven store clerks for assault after a video of them beating a would-be robber went viral. In a post on Facebook, the Stockton Police Department said it was able to combine the investigations of the suspected robberies and suspected assault because of the diligence of a witness recording the event that took place. The looter was threatening to shoot the workers and at multiple times appears to pull something out of his back pocket. The video shared across social media this week showed a man behind the counter shoveling cigarettes into a trash can. As he moved from behind the counter, one of the employees grabbed him and held him. Now, hold on, guys. He pulls something out. They mentioned that. Puts it away. Then the dude grabs him. I mean, this guy's probably thinking, yo, this guy just pulled a weapon on me. Do we sit here and wait and hope we don't die? There's a video of a guy, and I think it's a 7-Eleven. He puts his hands up. The robber opens the register, starts taking stuff, looks at the guy, and shoots him for no reason. I will not blame the victims. They defended themselves. They say they grabbed him and held him and started hitting him with a stick. Yeah, when a guy's threatening to shoot you and all you got is a stick, what do? Police said the man is suspected of committing two other robberies. In the first incident, we understand he's okay. Around the next day, the report said the employee reported the same suspect from the previous incident entered the business and demanded money while simulating having a handgun. The employee did not comply. Therefore, the suspect grabbed several food items and placed them in a garbage bag before fleeing. The man who filmed the video told WABI that he fears that things would have been worse if he wasn't there to try and calm the situation. The guy who filmed it, no, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing you can do. Just let him take it and let him go. I'm trying to feel it out. My job is to make it home. Hopefully everyone learns in the situation to be a better mindset next time. I'm narrating the situation. He doesn't have a gun. He's all right. Are you done? Are you done? Are you done? Now it's time for everyone to go. He needs to go and you guys need to stop. What Deba did not appear to mention at this moment in the video, when he seemingly taunted the attempted looter, the 7-Eleven store clerks were beating him. Deba appeared to repeat, that's called a whooping. Not only that, but the guy filming says, hey, give me some of those. Hey, hand me some of that. He was asking the robber to hand him stuff. The men were praised on social media for taking matters into their own hands to stop the man after criminals have been terrorizing retailers. According to Neighborhood Scout, Stockton is only safer than 3% of U.S. neighborhoods with a crime rate of 46.22 incidents per 1,000 residents. In Stockton, you have a 1 in 79 chance of being a victim. Well, let's be real. That sounds like it's slightly safer on average. That's what they're saying, right? Slightly safer. That's not what matters. I'm not so concerned with whether or not the neighborhood is safe. I'm concerned with whether or not we are safe in these particular moments. Here's a question. What do if a guy goes behind the counter and just starts stealing from you and he does not threaten you? Do you have a right to attack, detain, and beat the man? I'm going to say this. The moment you commit a crime of violence, okay, and this robbery was, you are putting people in reasonable fear of death. Like I mentioned, there's a video where a clerk is on his knees, the dude's taking money out of the register, and then for no reason, pulls out his gun and shoots the clerk. So when a guy comes in, is committing a crime against you, with threat of force in any way, he's actually by force taking from you. I do not believe it should be incumbent upon the victims to question whether or not they're about to be harmed. The person who committed the crime has already made that decision. You have put people in reasonable fear of death, because we've seen all the videos. But these leftists, they don't care. They don't care at all. They don't understand how to run a business. They don't want businesses to run. They want they want them to be destroyed. These cigarettes these guys have. Let me tell you about running a business. And most of you probably know, because we seem to be the sane ones. You open a store. All right. Let's say you go to skate shop. You invest 10 grand in product. You buy boards, you buy trucks, bearings, wheels, hoodies, shoes, etc. You need to sell that product to make money to pay the electric bill. You got a pair of shoes. Those shoes don't expire. They last forever. Those shoes cost $80. You got the shoes from the warehouse for $50. You're going to make $30 if you sell those shoes. That $30 then pays the rent, pays the electricity. One day someone comes in, smashes out the windows, takes those shoes. A guy films and says, don't do anything about it. There's nothing you can do. Shoes are gone. Now you can't pay your electric bill. You got no money to buy another pair of shoes. Can't pay your rent. Insurance not going to cover it. You go out of business. Your life is over. Now you're starving, you're homeless. For a lot of people, they take out loans to start a business. Small families just trying to get by. Poor, working class people. And what are you going to get from the limousine leftists? Oh, let me show you. Take a look at this clip from Drama Alert. Hassan Piker receiving backlash for his take on the 60-year-old local vendor who got ransacked during the Kai Cenat fan meetup. He said local media talking about $3 worth of effing Doritos like there was a bank run. Man, this is what evil looks like. I'm sorry, dude. Hassan is not a good person. Yo, I get his point to a certain degree. A bunch of people ran up and smashed product at this guy's vendor stand. And he's like, oh, who cares? Limousine leftist. You know, it's so crazy. How is it that you have these people like Hassan in his massive Santa Monica mansion or wherever it is, worth millions of dollars, making millions of dollars, roasting the media for empathizing with a working class dude who just had product at his store destroyed by a mob? That's crazy to me. It's crazy. I think these people are evil. I think Hassan just wants to be rich. He just wants to be famous. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about your work. He's probably never worked a real day in his life. He probably has, let's be honest. He's probably done some jobs here and there. But here's a dude who complains on the internet for a living to the tune of millions of dollars, mocking the story about a guy who was attacked. That's crazy to me. It's easy for me to go buy a whole bunch of bags of chips, and he says $3 worth of effing Doritos. $3, man. So you're saying this guy just had, and it wasn't $3, it was more than that, let's be real. Okay, but it was mostly like chips and snacks and stuff were ripped off and smashed. How many hours will this guy have to work now to try and make up for those damages? Let's say it was $10 worth of product. I think it was more than that. I think it was probably a couple hundred because they were running around grabbing stuff and throwing stuff. How many hours are you going to have to work? 2 extra weeks? And you don't care. You don't care. You say, oh, the media, it's like a bank run. Because people will just hand Hassan money. He complains on the internet. You know what I do for a living? I complain on the internet. So far be it from me to insult a working class guy trying to make a living who was just attacked by a mob. This is what we get. I don't know what it is. Is it young, angry people who just lust for power? Is it yin yang? It is the evil. It is the darkness. I guess. And they're going to empower guys like this. Hassan doesn't do the research. He doesn't know what he's talking about half the time. He just takes whatever tribal position makes the most sense. I made a video where I agreed with him about Mr. Beast. He still insults me. Still insults me. Because it's tribalism. It's not principle. He could say something that's true and correct, and I can say that's right, he's right, and they'll still just insult me. Why? Because they're a tribe. All they want to do is say what they think everyone else wants them to hear. He says it, his dumb little lackey fans just agree with him and give him more money. Because it's a cult, dude. That's what cults are. Social media cultism. I feel for the workers, man. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up tonight at 8 p.m. over at youtube.com/TimcastIRL. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.